A warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. Kenya today marks World Day of Remembrance of crash victims with 3,890 fatalities, according to the NTSA as of November 2025. And a section of church leaders allege corruption in the judiciary is leading to wrongful convictions. My name is Yambo, and helping me on the sign language is Byron Abole. We begin this bulletin on a political note where united opposition principles continue enhancing unity of purpose and building political chemistry among themselves as a strategy ahead of the 2027 general election. Last night, Party of National Unity leader Peter Monya hosted Jubilee Deputy Party leader Fred Matiang'i at a Meru cultural event where they engaged the Meru community on the need to embrace one another socially and politically. The opposition leaders also used the opportunity to urge Kenyans to register as voters in readiness to elect accountable leaders.
But anyway, unity is strength. That's what we are saying. So if there is a way, as what Nture was speaking in Gimeru, I'm trying to translate it to you so that you can understand. He was saying, when people are divided, they are not able to bring their energies and their even mental resources, their abilities together to make a difference.
Most important, let us stay together. Honorable Munya is saying we will have it, all of us together.
Now efforts to rebuild the landslide-struck area of Chesongoch in Elgeyo-Marakwet County, where over 30 lives were lost, is slowly picking up as residents still reel from the effects. While most of the village is still covered in deep heaps of soil that came from up the valley and residents counting deep losses occasioned by the rains, some work of rebuilding is ongoing at the Chesongoch Mission Hospital. The facility has received a donation of equipment, medicine and foodstuff from faith-based institutions, the Mission for Essential Drugs and Supplies Meds. Acknowledging the huge task ahead of rebuilding the region, Elgeyo-Marakwet Governor Wesley Rotich urged well-wishers to chip in. 8 people are still missing.
Chesongoch Mission Hospital has played a key role for the last almost 50 years, supporting the community, and it's only this time that they have faced the biggest threat after insecurity. Yeah. Just a few months ago they had challenge in insecurity, and after they resumed, they again came into a very deadly landslide which affected part of the hospital, and it paralyzed operations, and as we speak the operations have not come back to normal because majority of the items were swept away.
We are together as MENS. We will continue to journey with you to ensure that you come back as much as possible, because our issue is to build health systems as much as possible, then you respond to the needs of the community. And what is very critical is about the healthcare of our people to become more productive.
And residents of Kaliet in Kipkelion West constituency, Kericho County, are set to benefit from a dam whose construction is being funded by the government. The 100 million shillings project is expected to be complete in 3 months' time. The initiative is part of the government's effort to enhance water supply, boosting agricultural production and improving livelihoods. This is according to Agriculture Principal Secretary Paul Rono, who visited Kipsenende and Lelu coffee factories, where he donated 60 kilograms of certified coffee seeds to the cooperative society. The Ministry of Agriculture also donated 50 million shillings to Lelu Farmers Cooperative Society for the purchase of dryers and modernization of the factory.
Wizara wa Kilimo imepeana pesa karibu 100 milioni 100 kuanzisha hii miradi, na leo umeona vile tumelonji miradi imeanza na itachukua karibu miezi 3 hivi kumalizika. Hii dam itatoa maji karibu milioni 15 kusaidia wakulima na vile kusaidia wafugaji wa hapa.
Kenya is committed to advancing Earth observation technologies through institutions such as the Directorate of Resource Surveys and Remote Sensing, speaking during a two-day meeting that seeks to deepen regional cooperation and position the Regional Center for Mapping of Resources for Development as a leading hub for geospatial solutions across Africa. Deputy Head of Public Service, Amos Gathecha, urged stronger partnerships to boost innovation and sustainability. The meeting also underscores the center's expanding role, that is, in supporting African governments with vital geospatial services, from disaster response and climate monitoring to environmental mapping and land management.
The center promotes sustainable development by generating, harmonizing and disseminating spatial data critical for urban planning, natural resource development, disaster risk reduction and food security. The meeting comes at a time when Earth observation and geospatial intelligence has become central to how we understand, plan, and manage our natural and built environment. These collective efforts reflect Kenya's strong belief in the transformative power of geospatial science and data for sustainable growth. Yet, we recognize that the full potential of these technologies can only be realized through partnerships and collaboration among our member states, with our regional and international partners, and with academia and the private sector. It is through such cooperation that we can effectively address our shared challenges: climate change, resource depletion, urban growth, and disaster risks.
President William Ruto has urged the Orange Democratic Movement to continue working with the broad-based government so that they can continue implementing their shared agenda in honor of the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga. On his part, ODM leader Oburu Odinga and other party officials said working with the government to achieve the desired change is a smarter choice compared to street protests advocated by some of its members. Now, they spoke at the ODM Founders Dinner Party of the 20th anniversary celebration in Mombasa County. Founding ODM top officials, led by former chairman Henry Koskei, commended the party for 2 decades of growth.
I have my roots in ODM. And nobody can take that away from me. You may not like it, but that is a fact. Raila Odinga believed in ODM more than those of you who were his supporters, including me then, believed in him. And that is why the party stands up to today. He would do anything. He would bend over to accommodate people for ODM to succeed.
That there is no party in the world which is formed to be in the opposition. All political parties are formed to be in government, and therefore our party is not excluded, and our party ODM is fighting to be in the government now in this broad-based arrangement, but even in future, either as ODM or in coalition with other political parties.
And then Kalonzo also, and Mutula Senior, still continued wanting, kumbe they knew. The next thing, they ran away with the party. That Dan Manso. Huh? So we were partyless. We were all dear, but without any party. They ran away with the party.
We must hold together because everyone has a role to play if we are going to move the party to the next 20 years.
To matters conservation, a community-led environmental initiative is pushing forward an ambitious plan to plant 5 million trees by the year 2030. KBC Green Champions, the group behind the campaign, says it is determined to restore local forests and fight climate change, but they're calling for more public support to protect what has already been planted. According to KBC Green Champions Vice Chair Gloria Kericho, since 2016, the organization has planted over 600,000 trees across different seasons. Their annual target is 250,000 trees, a pace they say will help them meet the long-term goal of hitting 5 million by the end of the decade.
Tumeona hii kukata miti imekuwa imeleta janga Kajiado, hasa watu wa kukata makaa, na sisi kama kikundi ya wanabodaboda ama Kumba Boda Sacco tunajaribu kuelimisha hasa community pamoja na watu wa eneo hili na wale wote ambao wanakata miti. Tunaomba waache kukata miti.
Miaka iliyopita ilikuwa ukataji wa miti ilikuwa juu, lakini sasa kwa sababu watu wetu wanazidi kuelewa na kujua umuhimu wa miti, imepungua kabisa.
Tuache kukata miti. Cause miti ni kitu ya maana kwa maisha ya binadamu. Na pia miti ni chakula ya wanyama. Na hii ukataji miti tunakata ndio inasababisha hii kiangazi inakuwa prolonged.
The government has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening gender inclusivity across public institutions and community programs, pledging renewed action to address persistent gaps that have slowed the full implementation of gender equality policies. Speaking during the Somali Women's Awards Gala in Nairobi, Principal Secretary, State Department for Children's Welfare Services, Karen Acheng Agengo, said that a new bill is currently being drafted to enhance the championing of equal opportunities in education, leadership, and economic empowerment.
We do have a bill that is coming up. There's a lot of engagement, a bill for the minority, and it is going to be a bill that is inclusive for all Kenyans. And that is, I believe, when it takes place, it becomes a law. That is one key aspect that the government will provide for the women of Somali. And so I want to encourage and tell the women of Somali that Kenya is for all of us.
Kenya is already doing a great job by empowering Kenyan women, whether they are Somalis or other Kenyan women. So I think we should learn from them.
Kenyan women are also very important in helping the community. They're very educated. We need to learn from each other and actually support and collaborate in a way that can support our children.
Let's now take a break, but I'll be back with much more, including sports.
Sasa ni dawa gani unafaa kununua?
Hata nadhani niende niangalie second opinion kwa daktari mwingine.
Hata usidhubutu.
The folks there need that medicine, and our job here is to take the medicine there.
I'm proud of you, babe. Look at you, saving lives, eh?
Call me Superman, baby.
Baba Felix, yes.
Naona ulikuwa unafanya tu mahesabu hapo.
It's not in my position to tell you.
To tell me what, Maxine?
Bari Baba Jen.
Nikusaidie aje?
Mimi naitwa Sheriff.
Mbona unachanganya kama umeona jini?
Alex na Dennis ni partners.
Partners?
Ni mara ngapi nimekuambia hii Nairobi iko na wenyewe?
I decided to lead an honest life, my friend.
The PK!
Le son de la bâtiment. Tout est question d'un...
My name is PK.
So my name is Milka. On the socials I'm known as Milka wa PK.
We began as neighbors and family friends.
Ukimwona alikuwa anaenda choo.
Yeah, alikuwa anaenda.
So how we met, it's so funny because he was beaten by our dog.
Oh Lord.
Mimi niliengajiwa siku ya ratio. Hebu nimpe shika. Engage me.
Miguel was born. Mom passed on. I was sometimes in October. I was, I think, 6 months after we got married. That period, honestly, must have been, I think, the lowest ever.
Maybe I keep me driving in your love.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, the High Commissioner of Barbados to Kenya, Rwanda and Tanzania, William Alexander MacDonald, has called on Kenyan youth to embrace change and take charge of their future by aligning with evolving global job market demands. Speaking during ZTech University's 9th graduation ceremony in Juja, Kiambu County, where 3,216 graduates were conferred with various academic awards, MacDonald challenged them to apply creativity, vision, and courage in their areas of specialization and develop solutions to the challenges facing the society.
Leadership in the age of AI is not about competing with machines. It's about complementing them, or more aptly, them complementing us. The leaders of tomorrow will be those who use technology not just to make life easier, but to make it better.
Invent your future by acting with integrity, by doing what is right, even when it is hard to do, by uplifting others as you rise, and by driving the innovations and values that help Kenya thrive.
Sisi ndo leaders na definitely chenye tumesoma tutai practice, na kama kuna kitu yoyote inafaa kuzinduliwa tutazindua, na the government na private sectors, we are urging you to create more job opportunities.
All we need is an opportunity to showcase what we can do, especially in this digital era whereby we have so many students who have pursued media, so many people who have got the wisdom on how to utilize AI. Allow us to work with you to come forth and, educate even the young people who are behind us.
A section of Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kisii is raising concern over alleged wrongful convictions, claiming corruption within the justice system has led to innocent people being jailed. The church leaders say flaws and manipulation in investigations continue to send innocent individuals behind bars, calling for urgent reforms. They made the remarks during an evangelism mission at the Kisii GK main prison, led by the Women's Ministry Department of the Mangeche district in Kenyanya sub-county under Chairlady Perry's Osiemo. Osiemo alleged that many inmates were convicted on weak or doctored evidence, insisting that corruption across the justice chain has contributed significantly to unfair imprisonment.
Na Kenya yetu tunaomba mlegeshe hata hivi vifungo. Msifunge watu kwa maisha jamani. Wako na familia, pia wanahitaji kuenda kuona na watu wao. Kama wameomba msamaha, tunaomba serikali yetu muwasamee.
Kuna wale wamama bado wana watoto wachanga, watoto wa kunyonyesha. Naomba kwa upendo wa Mungu aliye mbinguni kwamba serikali ikaweze kuzingatia afya ya wale watoto wadogo ambao tuna matumaini kwamba watakuwa viongozi wa Kenya.
Kenyans are being encouraged to embrace sports during this long holiday season as a way of identifying and nurturing talent early. The message was delivered during the Utalii College Sports Day, where students, staff and workers competed in various events. Board Chair David Wamatsi encouraged learners to build on the talents gained at the institution for future opportunities. CEO Mark Ogendi emphasized sports tourism as a growing pillar in the hospitality industry.
There are so many tournaments, football tournaments, there are volleyball tournaments. Of course, we want to encourage them to, wherever they come from, to identify some of those activities and then join, so that they can be kept busy. This institution and Kenya, we need them tomorrow, so they be careful.
Hospitality and tourism requires a lot of sporting activities, so that's why we encourage our students and staff to be able to participate in such kind of initiatives, in sporting activities. Because in Kenya, we are now trying to develop policies on sports tourism, so this is part of what encourages the process to move on well. It's also another good opportunity for us to get or realize the best people with good talents in sports that can be nurtured towards the next level.
The Judiciary in Homa Bay is fast-tracking all child trafficking cases in a bid to curb the surge in the cases of the vice, especially in Homa Bay and Rangwe sub-counties. Speaking during the launch of the Children's Service Month, Chief Magistrate Jacinta Orua confirmed 5 cases of child trafficking currently before the court. High Court Judge Justice Teresa Odira highlighted ongoing efforts under the National Council for Administration of Justice to reduce the backlog of children's cases.
So far, we have around 4 to 5 matters of child trafficking, and they are of high gravity. One has already been concluded and the person is serving sentence.
Previously, children matters were stalling in courts, but since the Chief Justice, Honorable Martha Koome, came to office, together with the NCAJ, they prioritized the children issues, and we call upon the government to allocate more funds to children department so that children programs can be run effectively.
Veteran politician and former Laikipia Member of Parliament Godfrey Gitahi GG Kariuki has been honored posthumously for his outstanding contribution to education and community development. During a ceremony at Zetech University's Mangu campus in Juja, Kiambu County, the institution unveiled a commemorative plaque and announced plans to establish the Honorable Dr. GG Kariuki EGH Resource Center in its main library. The university also introduced the Honorable Dr. GG Kariuki Educational Excellence Awards, which will annually recognize top Bachelor of Education students. Kariuki's son, James Waigwa Kariuki, received the honors on behalf of the family, noting that he's further invested heavily in expanding education, even donating personal land for schools. GG Kariuki, Laikipia's first Member of Parliament at independence in 1963, is remembered for shaping the county's development and championing education and improved livelihoods across the region.
Through this initiative, Zetech University seeks to preserve GG Kariuki's remarkable legacy while inspiring future generations to pursue excellence, service, and honest leadership.
And we are very impressed because this is a thing that my family has done over the years. This is not the first footsteps where my father has stepped his foot. Especially people from Laikipia can relate more because that is where he has done a lot of imprinting, he has contributed to schools, he has donated land for schools.
Now, a community-led environmental initiative is pushing forward an ambitious plan to plant 5 million trees by the year 2030. Kaiti Green Champions, the group behind the campaign, says it is determined to restore local forests and fight climate change, but they're calling for more public support to protect what has already been planted. According to Kaiti Greening Champions Vice Chair Gloria Kioko, since 2016, the organization has planted over 600,000 trees across different seasons. Their annual target is 250,000 trees, a pace they say will help them meet the long-term goal of hitting 5 million by the end of the decade.
So we welcome people who would want to support us, to partner with us through financially or even through sponsoring us with seedlings.
It is very important we conserve our forests like Makuli and Mutula and other forests that are around this place. So we would urge the community to help us in preserving the trees, planting more trees. When you cut trees, even in your homestead, plant 10 so that at least we can continue to conserve our environment.
A look at sports now, where the inaugural edition of the Path to Russia Community Sports Games, Wasingishu edition, will be held on the 21st of this month. This was confirmed by Path to Russia's teacher, Ekaterina Malinina, who says the tournament, which is geared towards empowering the vulnerable women in society, will see women's teams compete in football and volleyball. The organization seeks to use sports and cultural elements to foster community engagement.
The inaugural Path to Russia Community Sports Games Wasingishu edition is set to take place on the 21st of this month, marking a significant step in using sports for social empowerment. Path to Russia teacher Ekaterina Malinina confirmed the event, emphasizing its mission to uplift vulnerable women through active participation and community engagement.
We do sports tournament for women from vulnerable background. We help these women to feel that they have voice again, and that these women, they have so much to say, to tell the world, but they can't.
Previous editions of the tournament have already made a positive impact, especially on vulnerable students who benefited from a unique sponsorship model offering educational materials, administrative support and mentorship.
Some Russian families, they choose some kids in Kenya to help, to support them throughout all their educational process. They buy them school uniform, they pay for their school fees. So we connect these two, we as a bridge between Russia and Kenya.
The Wasingishu edition continues this legacy, aiming to inspire hope, opportunity and lasting change within the community. Frederick Moki for Lunchtime News.
The Kenya women's deaf basketball team began their Tokyo Deaflympic campaign on a disappointing note after suffering a 104-30 defeat to giants Australia at the Ota City General Gymnasium in Japan. Kenya lost all 4 quarters of the Group A clash, going down 44-3, 59-28-8 and 17-10. Coach Mary Chepkemoi attributed the heavy loss to fatigue following the team's long journey from Nairobi to Tokyo. Meanwhile, athletics team will be seeking its first medal of the game tomorrow when the men's 10,000 meters and the 4x400 meters mixed relay finals take place at the Komazawa Olympic Park Gymnasium. Reigning Deaflympics 1,500 meters gold medalist and 5,000 meters silver medalist, that is Ian Wambui Kahinga, will spearhead Kenya's challenge in the 21-man field, where he will be joined by newcomer Peter Ruto and veteran former champion David Kipkosgei.
Tufungie hapo, stand by in 3, 2, 1.
That's where we bring the Lunchtime News to an end this Sunday. Thank you as always for your time and your company. My name is Maria Yambo, and helping me on the sign language was Byron Abule. Good afternoon.
Wewe. Kule jikoni umeachia nani?
Sasa zingine napumzikanga hiyo moshi kidogo.
Itabidi uondoke nilete mtule anaezana na mambo ya moshi.
Hiyo moshi ni yangu mama. Hiyo moshi hawawezani naye.
Leo uko smarti. Nilionga asubuhi. Uko na sawati yako.
Kwa kazi yako nani yako?
Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea Premium.
Lea Premium Flour. Nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Theatre 7 at the Kenyatta National Hospital is a beehive of activities, bringing together highly specialized surgeons, cutting-edge technology, all with one mission, to give Ian a new lease of life.
Because his self-esteem was very low, and so we had to find a way of rehabilitating him through reconstructions, so that he can be able to face life.
So he's able to tell what's sweet, what is bitter. Yeah, just watching this child enjoy the basics of life has been so inspiring.
Join us this Sunday as we bring you the final episode of Ian Baraka's Road to Recovery.